I'm Timothy Vigil, and this is Just Another Word, the word podcast for storytellers. Episode 49, Synthesis. The composition or combination of parts, or elements, so as to form a whole. Over the last month, we have explored so many ways to approach character. The words we've discussed are only the first in a long, unending line of possibilities. But the goal that I hope we have reached for is to be proactive in how we shape our figures. But one of the most important things we need to do, the thing I'd like to end on, is the idea and the art of synthesis. The act of taking multiple ideas, melding them into something new and exciting. The word synthesis is of Greek origin, and when you take its root parts, it literally means placing together. In chemistry, the process of synthesis is the process of creating a complex substance from simpler ones. In storytelling, it is the exact same idea. It's not enough to just pick a singular trait and make your character that. You have to fuse it with others to create a stable and complex identity. It's the transition from a flat archetype to a three-dimensional person. I mean, think of your favorite character from a book. Take a second. Figure out who that is. That character who has stuck with you for years. And start to pull them apart. They are almost certainly not just brave, though they very well may be, but they might also be depressed or angry or vindictive. They are multiple things. They are layered, and this is the power of synthesis. I'm going to look at one of my favorite characters of all time, Kaladin Stormblessed from the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. On the surface, Kaladin is a soldier. He is a military leader. He is someone who is very good at this, and that is a major piece of his identity. He's exceptional at those things, particularly as the series goes on, we see just how good he is. But if that was all he was, if he was just a soldier who fought and won, he would not hold on to us the way that he does. He holds on to us because of his failures and the synthesis that happens in the dichotomies of his soul. See, Kaladin is a soldier, but he is also the son of a surgeon. This is a major theme, particularly of the first book and the fourth book, but the others as well. And he is trained to save lives. His father thinks that being a soldier is a poor and weak job for anyone, and that being a surgeon is much better. But Kaladin is also a master of the spear. He goes off to war to protect his brother. He believes that killing can protect, where his father thinks killing has no place. And these two identities that Kaladin has are in constant friction with one another. He is constantly thinking about how to be both, and rejecting both at times. But even more than this one dichotomy, Kaladin is many more. Kaladin is also a skeptic and a great believer. He doubts himself, he doubts his faith, and most of all, he doubts his society, believing that the structure that is set up is uniquely designed to put people like him down and is arbitrary and unfair. But he believes fiercely in the worth of people, particularly the people like him who are at the bottom. He has supreme faith in his bridge crew, the lowest of the low in the army. He believes that they can be something so much more than what the high-ranking light eyes of his culture see them as. And he uses his will, his unabashed, powerful will, to raise them to the highest of highs. His belief is so strong, despite him doubting everything that society tells him to believe in. He's also a hero who is so afraid and defines himself by his failure. He has almost no faith in himself and battles a crushing fear of failure. He carries every single failure with him, even as the world stacks accolade upon accolade on him, seeing him as a powerful hero who has done more for the world than many others. And yet he cannot believe in himself despite the adulation that comes. He is a dichotomy of pain and loss and of the power of the human spirit. Kaladin connects with readers because he lives in a state of constant internal war. He mirrors the way many of us feel about ourselves. Even if we've never been to war, even if we've never had our brother die in our arms, we have all experienced the feelings of being lost. The same feelings that Kaladin feels from the first time we see him through the series. His growth and change is powerful because it gives us hope. And Kaladin's depth of character makes him feel so real and makes him feel like we can understand him. Your characters and your stories have to be three-dimensional. And this is achieved in characters through synthesis. When you take several pieces and you can weave them together in powerful ways, you move past simple traits and create powerful depths. A character who is only brave is a statue. A character who is brave but prudent and surreptitious starts to become a person. Synthesis creates immediate, built-in conflict. If you synthesize a character who is a vagabond, a traveler at the lowest stakes of society, but they have the mind of a Machiavellian prince, then the story almost writes itself. What is this character who is at the lowest of lows but treats people with the desire for fear? Who has a fierce desire to grow to the highest peak? What can they achieve? Can they become a master of the underworld? Will they rise even higher? What can you do with these two ideas? These two ideas create so many questions that allow you to form a character. They aren't just trying to survive, they are trying to manipulate a world they might not even belong to. You create something in someone who is interesting, different, and unique. And this is powerful because we have to create relatability in our characters. And one of the clearest ways to do this is through complexity. It is the idea that the more specific you get, the more general it becomes. We find ourselves in characters who are messy, even if that mess is so different than ours. By synthesizing contradictory traits, you give the reader many, many, many more hooks to latch onto. Synthesis reminds us that a character is more than the sum of their parts. In your next draft, look at your protagonist or one of your side characters. What happens if you add a trait that seems to contradict their main goal? How can you place two opposing ideas together to see what kind of fire they start? Use synthesis to build characters who breathe. And remember, the best stories don't just tell us what a character is, they show us the complicated, synthesized mess of a person and who they are. I'm Timothy Vigil, and this has been Just Another Word. Happy writing.